This is the Music Storm podcast where we talk to people about music from so many angles, from guitar players, artists, photographers to listeners, but with the main interest with the music industry as a whole. Today we have Justin joining me today. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Are you excited for today? You know?
I am very.
Just yeah, you're just like, "Yes, let's do this." So, maybe some of the people don't know you probably, but they might know, who knows? But tell the people what you do, Justin, and where you're from.
Yeah, I'm a musician, amateur radio person, and uh, big music fan.
Hmm. Big music fan.
Mostly- Yeah, mostly in the emo, metal, just everything encompassing like heavy music, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that you do everything. So there's so much I want to talk to you about today because we talked about, hey, we need to do this, and then you got me on the radio show and everything. But let's get to the very, very beginning
Yeah,
and
sure
your
thing.
career, Justin. So what got you into music? Maybe from school, influences and everything.
Yeah, that's a good question. There's multiple responses I guess I could give. Um, so I guess it kind of started with school. I was in, the band program. Um, the people, especially like in high school,
Mhm.
the people I was hanging around with.
Mhm.
Um, I formed a few bands when I was in high school with people that went to that school, and just like they were fans of the same music that I liked. Like I went to Descendants and Crowbar and Full of Hell, and also, uh, like back then, I still play now, but I know there's probably people watching that are fans of like Tony Hawk Pro Skater or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't a Tony Hawk kid. I was actually a rhythm game kid, and I still am.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I mostly play Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and that's how I discovered a lot of my music taste.
Yeah, for me, I did play Tony Hawk actually as a kid, but actually before that was like Halo. So I played Halo.
Okay, yeah,
I'm trying to think other games like Club Penguin, Neopets, like those kind of like computer games and
yeah.
everything. So,
Um, as far as like MMOs go, I actually did play Habbo Hotel.
dude, Habbo was so much fun. I miss those
Yeah,
days of Habbo. Uh,
yeah, I wasn't like a Club Penguin or like Webkins or anything like
oh,
that. It was strictly Habbo Hotel, and then like Flash games,
oh, Flash
eh?
games were the best.
Like the Congregate, Grounds, or whatever.
Yep. Yep. Those are the days. I miss those days of everything, but also yeah, I miss those early days of the childhood days in
Yeah,
elementary school. Dang, 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 dang. So
for sure.
so you're the same as me when went into the radio and everything. Now you're doing a radio show at UMFM,
Yeah,
which I got to be at actually for one show like a couple weeks ago.
yep.
And it was a great show, by the way. I loved it. I love the music genre that you're
Yeah, it
doing
was
and
really
everything. It
fun.
was really fun. We got to do it again sometime.
Yeah, for
And you
sure.
do it every Wednesday, I believe, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So tune in every Wednesday at what time?
It's Wednesdays, 4 p.m. It's called Suburban Home.
Suburban Home 3 to 4. Okay. What made you want to get into radio, Justin?
That's a good question too.
Yeah.
There wasn't any like really specific uh like point that I could give you, but it was like a bunch of things. Uh, Back in high school, I used to be a massive 92 City listener, and I basically idolized the voice of like Rena and
Turnbull.
uh, Dave
Yeah.
Turnbull, and I didn't like Wheeler personally. Sorry, Wheeler,
Oh,
but
geez. Okay.
I
Hopefully
love
Wheeler doesn't see this. Okay.
I love Kelly Butler too, by the way. But anyways, uh, yeah, so I love Rena, Dave, and Kelly, but
Mm.
um, and I kind of fell off radio for a bit. And then to I got to attend Mid Ocean Media and Arts is
Mm.
a audio engineering school. You probably know about it.
Yeah, I do.
Um,
I was thinking
yeah, for
about
sure.
going there, but I didn't go there. I went to
Yeah,
Herzing College instead. But
for sure, for sure.
yeah.
And yeah, what Mid Ocean Media and Arts does is it's a 10-month like full-time course, audio engineering, audio and media, stuff like that. And it's like audio and video games, audio and radio, audio and music, just stuff like that. And we had a little bit of it wasn't like it was just maybe a month or so of radio stuff. Uh, Evan from Power 97. I don't know if
Oh,
you know him,
maybe,
but
maybe not. I don't
yeah.
know.
Anyways, yeah, so this guy named Evan came from Power 97, and he kind of, showed us just how to, do radio commercials and all that, like the commercial side, basically.
Oh, cool.
The production side,
Oh,
though.
the
Yeah.
production side. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
no
Yes.
commercials, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And he did show us a lot about how to have the best voice for radio and stuff.
Mm,
Like your radio voice.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, so we basically just did that for about a month, about 3 weeks. And, that's how I got interested. And um, it wasn't like it's obviously not a broadcasting school or anything, but after that, I used what skills I did learn to, someone told me about uh, the University of Manitoba um, radio station, like you could volunteer there. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I decided to, put an application in like September, October of last year. And I started doing it in, I think, November of last year.
Crazy. They got quick with you, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And the rest is history. Yeah, for me, how I got into radio was it was it was like at the out of high school. It was like everyone's like wondering, hey, what are you gonna do out of high school, basically? And I'm like, I don't know what I wanted to do, basically, like mid grade 11 or grade 12ish. I forget when it was, but it was like roughly around grade 12, near just the middle portion of grade 12. I was looking at a bunch of all these schools around the city and everything, like U of M, U of W, Red River College and everything, but nothing stood out to me until I looked up like a bunch of media stuff and everything. And then I found Herzing College, which did a broadcasting program. And yes, Red River
Right.
has a broadcasting program, but for me,
Yeah.
I'm not a person that likes school that much, so that's why I went into Herzing College, which was only a one year program, which was 12 months.
Yeah.
And what also got me into radio a lot too is the interview side of radio. So like interviewing people. So like doing this, of course, helped with doing podcasts and that podcast interviews and that. But two people that I in my lifelong goal that I want to interview and that made me really get into radio as they get interviewed on radio is two people, and that is Billie Eilish and Ben Burley from Breaking Benjamin are two people that I really want to interview in my
Nice.
lifetime. So that
I
is
have a
what I
couple of
do.
those I have a
Right?
couple of those for me too, but yeah, for sure. And I'm actually glad you brought up Red River
Mm-hmm.
because at first I was looking into getting into like I was thinking of trying the creative communications
Yeah.
possibly, but um I'm also not a person who really likes the schooling
Same. Yeah.
factor or whatever. And I was also thinking of maybe getting into like advertising and marketing or whatever, which
Ooh.
is
Oh
almost
yeah.
kind of like the same venue or whatever.
Yeah.
I believe that that's like you can take that in like Fargo or something.
Oh really?
I
Interesting.
I think I don't know, but
Um.
I don't really want to have to down there just for school or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like move temporarily down there for school, so
Yeah.
just decided to go with the you know the audio engineering,
Mm-hmm.
and it did me wonders. I
Nice.
would say.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Are you like, I guess, yeah, you got the audio engineering thing. So are you like producing stuff with bands and everything, artists or anything? Like, are you pursuing that, I guess, with the audio engineering degree?
Yeah, a little bit. So my current band Couriers is well, we're currently like writing an EP, and we hope to have it done like early summer maybe.
Ooh, okay.
And me and the me and the guitarist are going to be like co-producing it.
Co-producing.
We're basically self-producing
Yeah.
it, and
We're
yeah,
dope. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. I'm excited for that. Nice, nice, nice.
yeah, for sure.
So we're okay. So you did that, and you're doing like U of M radio stuff. So what is like your goal really then? Like, do you want to pursue basically music? Do you want to pursue the band? Do you want to pursue audio? Like, what is your main goal, Justin, out of all this?
Um, have like the two big things are definitely the music career,
Mm-hmm.
like as a singer, and the radio, like
Yeah.
getting a just in commercial radio station or something like that. Um, and preferably rock, of course, because that's where my knowledge lies.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to keep up with, the mainstream media and all that. So, if they want me to, I'm all right with like a pop station or whatever.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a pop station. That's pop station rock. Like for me, I'm fine with going wherever. Like I'm not a person that's just going to be like, oh yeah, I need to get like yes, I have knowledge for a rock station particularly, but in the same time is
Exactly.
I'm fine with going to a country station or a pop station or
Totally.
top
Yeah.
40 station or whatever. I'm fine with which either, but for me, it would
Mm.
be a cool opportunity to get that rock station at some point. But either way,
Yeah.
I'm fine where I'm at right now at Virgin and Bounce right now, doing
Yeah,
helping out
for
with
sure.
producing and that. But yeah, cool,
Yeah.
cool. So does your family support your journey being a musician, doing this radio and everything?
Yeah, so my mother is supportive with that. She's motivating me, she's pushing me to find that. Um, my sister as well. Uh, I have like an employment counselor who's very uh motivated, like sending me whatever job she can find that's like in that from like whether she finds like a Rogers media position or something like that. So
Nice.
she like basically
She's
either my mother, or my employment counselor, or whatever. Yeah,
you
yeah,
ca-
they
you
emailed me just whatever.
you kind of have like an agent, Justin.
Basically, yeah. I
Nice. How does it feel to have an agent?
don't know.
No,
It's nice to have like because they have all the connections over there. Like I I'm not sure how their media connections are, but
mhm.
they just have general connections and
Yeah.
stuff, and they help with like your interview skills, which I'm pretty lacking at.
Yeah, I'm the same. Well, for regular interviews, I'm terrible. Like,
But for job
oh
interviews,
yeah,
I should
job
say.
interviews, not actual like this kind of no, like actual job interviews.
I'm
Yeah,
yeah, I'm totally fine with like interviewing like a musician. Like if I
yeah,
wanted to interview just like you or say like
hmm,
Jordan or something like that. Yeah, I'm totally fine with doing that.
the same.
But yeah, like on but job interviews, there's like sections or whatever.
Yeah, I'm the same way. For me, it's the nerves always. Nerves gets to me, and then after, it took me a couple years to actually like to get over those nerves really and just
Mm,
stay calm, relax yourself, and just be confident. That's basically what I've realized. Just be confident you're gonna do this. And that's what really has helped me with a lot of the interviews. And Even though I've not done a couple interviews in the recent years, but either way, we try our best. That's all we could
Yeah,
say.
sure.
Yeah. So going back to your band, you started a new band, Courier. How do you pronounce
Cour-
it?
So there's kind of like two ways,
Yeah,
but it's like couriers or couriers,
Courier,
whatever you want.
Couriers.
It's like mailman, like the courier's mailman thing.
Ah,
Yeah, that's what
okay.
it is. Because we're delivering number one hits.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So what's
that's
the
what we were going for.
yeah? So what's the idea of the band? Like, what's the influences? Tell me everything about it, basically.
Influences. Who?
Hmm.
There's a lot of them, especially between all of us. Uh, and Loathe is a big one. They were actually supposed to come to Winnipeg, and then Northland canceled the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, loaf.
I'm really disappointed.
Yeah,
Uh,
so bummed out
I
about that
hope
too.
I hope to see that. To see at least Loathe again.
Hmm.
Northland would be a bonus.
Dude, I just want to see everyone on that bill. It was
Oh, for
Northlane,
sure.
Silent Planet, Lothing. I'm like, dang, just everyone.
And speaking of Silent Planet, my guitarist is super influenced by Silent Planet.
Silent Planet's a great band.
Um, my guitarist is super influenced by like Silent Planet, Neck Deep, Periphery, just like some of those gent and like heavy pop punk guys. Also, Chunk No Captain Chunk is a big one for him.
Ooh, okay.
For me, vocally, I would say Lonely the Brave, which is like a British alternative rock band. Biffy Clyro.
I didn't know them,
Um,
but
they're also British alternative rock. Uh,
are you
who
gonna
else?
doing a British accent for these songs? I'm thinking, Justin, at this point now.
That'd be pretty fun to do. No, I'm just
Right?
kidding.
Right?
Um, yeah. So those two. There's lots of emo guys from the like late '90s. Jeremy, Jeremy from Sunny Day Real Estate.
Ooh,
Uh, the singer from Jawbreaker.
yeah.
Yeah, Walter Schreifels from he was in Gorilla Biscuits, Rival Schools, Quicksand. He was in like
Oh,
5 other bands or something like that.
jeez.
Uh, and the singer from Mineral, can't remember his name right now, but he's a big one. Um, and just in general, just stuff like that. And there's a few pop punk singers too,
Okay.
actually. Um, like Soupy
Oh yeah.
from the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. You
yeah,
got a lot of influences for this band. I'm curious on
yeah,
how the
for
music
sure.
direction will be going. Is there like a single coming out like soonish that we'll get to hear?
Um, Not yet.
Hmm.
We don't have anything recorded except for a cover, but I don't think we're releasing that cover. We're
Dang.
just gonna. We were going to, uh, and uh, I'm just gonna like leak it here because like we're gonna
Oh.
play it live anyways.
Oh, okay.
It's a cut. It's and people know what it is. Like some people know what it is. Like if you're
Mhm.
like, if you're like Caitlin or like James Blick or something, and you're watching, like you know what it is because
Yeah.
I've told you. But it's Rose Colored Glass by Youth Fountain.
Mm.
Uh,
Okay.
so we're doing that live sometimes, and then we're gonna do another song. Uh, there's like a songs that saved my life thing that Daniel Guerrero wants to put on.
Mm.
Um, and he wants to make like a compilation at the U of M.
Oh yeah, I was talking to someone about that recently and
Yeah,
everything. Yeah.
yeah.
Dang. Okay.
So we're gonna do another song for that. Won't spoil it, but it's a song that means a lot to me and other guys. So,
Yeah. I'm excited for that. I'm excited. Dope.
but the
Yeah.
other stuff is just like kind of genty, heavy pop punk. Um, yeah, lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff in the works. Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it. So, going into your other stuff, you're a drummer at the upcoming It's Not a Phase Punk Edition show in April. How did that came to
Yes,
be for being a drummer for Pinto? I'm so bad with names. Pinto,
it's
Pinto?
Pinto.
It's Pinto.
It's
Okay,
Pin.
it's Pinto.
Yeah, Pinto.
So how did that came to be?
All right, so those two guys, the other two guys that are doing the show with me, I went to high school with them, and I had a band with them. Um, and then I just had some health issues with my like shoulders and stuff that like I can't really play fast drums anymore,
Oh,
and that's kind of the style that they were um they were wanting to go into.
okay.
Um but that's kind of what happened there. They're
Hmm.
just trying to they're just trying to look for a permanent drummer now.
Yeah.
But I'm their temporary drummer for now, just for this set.
Yeah.
And it's not like super fast stuff anyways. It's Descendants.
Yeah.
It's like, like very
Very simple.
easy, simple song forms. But yeah, we're playing about 20 songs for it, which is about a 40-minute set.
Oh, jeez.
Um and I actually have the set right here. I won't leak anything,
Leak it.
but
I'm kidding. No.
uh yeah, the rehearsals are going super good. Like
That's good.
the everything is
Yeah.
everyone
How
is
are you
picking up.
feeling for the rehearsals and everything so far?
They're going really good.
Nice.
Yeah, like as far as my, shoulders and everything go, um, like I'm feeling great on drums. Um, and there's a few songs where I still got to work on them, just because they're like different song forms.
Yeah, I get that.
and and there's a few Descendants songs where like they're one of my favorite bands of all time, I would say. There's a few songs where I just don't know them as well as others, but uh yeah, it's just a matter of, learning them, beating them into your head. And I whenever I go to the gym, which is about every other day or so, I'll just listen to that on the track or on the bikes or something like that. Yeah,
Dope.
it goes well.
Nice. Might as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. Dang. Okay. So, what do you do in your past time, Justin, when you're not doing music or radio? Like, yeah.
Um, mostly, I mostly just like play Xbox, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's mostly like rhythm games. I'm a big Ben 4 player, uh, mostly a vocalist.
Mostly
Just be
vocals.
just because I just can't uh like afford any of the other peripherals because they're
Yeah.
like what $1,000, but
Oh, yeah.
um but otherwise, like other games I play, sometimes Neverwinter,
Oh, yeah. I've heard of
sometimes
that game.
yeah, sometimes like Skyrim or like Elder Scrolls or whatever.
Mm,
Forza series is a big
Forza's a
one.
good one. Forza's a good one.
Yeah, like Horizon is my kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually from a home share I have, I actually just downloaded Sonic All Stars Racers.
Oh, yeah, that Sonic racing game.
Yeah,
Yeah. Is it good?
uh yeah, it's good. It's a
Oh.
360 game. But yeah.
Mm.
Basically I just say like I'm an achievement hunter. I just kind of try to get,
All
whatever
the
achievements I
achievements.
can.
Yeah.
I'm not like a completionist though,
Okay.
because there's a difference between
There's
achievement hunter and completionist.
just thinking about Halo now. I'm going back on Breaking Benjamin. I don't know if you know the gist of Ben Burley. I think he was pissed at either Halo or Star Wars when, no, it was Star Wars. He made a whole entire fit about Star Wars being bad, and then he just threw away the Xbox and everything. It was funny. It was a whole entire thing. You need to look at this on YouTube later, but it's so funny. I think he like
Oh,
chucked the Xbox across the room. It was so funny. So are you in like so are you in a job right now, or are you just in trying to
not
look?
right now. I'm
Mhm.
just kind of like in between trying to look for stuff,
Yeah.
radio stuff. Like it's volunteer, which is good to add to like my resume,
Yeah.
all that. Um, but yeah, right now
Mhm.
unemployed.
Yeah.
But
Unemployed.
yeah,
That's the gist of a lot of people right now. Well, also a lot of people just don't want to hire it. Well, there is hiring, but it's all part-time based, I know, for radio wise. So
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And okay, so another thing about that is that I can't drive.
Mm.
Like, I just I won't get into why, but like
Mhm.
I can't drive. Um, and that kind of sucks for stuff like um, what I saw a job posting the other day. It was Rogers like brand ambassador or something like that,
Yeah.
and yeah, I can't really do that without a license or anything, eh?
Well, that's a lot of the radio positions you need a license for with those brand
Yeah,
ambassador roles because yeah, you need a car to drive the station vehicle and everything. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, it will be it's you'll find something. You'll find something, Justin. I
yeah,
think. Yeah.
for sure. I'm
Cool.
hoping. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so too. What do you suggest to someone that's getting into music or trying to start getting into music, Justin?
There's a lot of things I could like, you know, recommend
Mm-hmm.
anyone. Go to shows, go to local shows is
Yeah.
the big one. I started like uh I'm surprised you haven't actually asked the question of like how I got into the local scene or anything.
Well, we could go off of that now because you just mentioned local shows. That's the thing.
Yeah. So kind of killing two birds with
Yeah.
one stone or whatever. Getting two birds stoned at once, like Ricky says.
What is
Anyways.
that? What is that term? Okay.
Anyways, so um yeah, like when I started going to local shows, I guess like summer of 2019.
Mm.
Um so how it first started, how I started going, um Bulldog Pizza had these events like open mics and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they were like not like just they weren't just acoustic guitar like bring your acoustic guitar and sing into a mic open mics. It was like a full rock band. Like
Ooh.
play a Judas Priest song, play that kind of stuff.
They did that.
Bulldog
Dang. Okay.
uh back when Bulldog Pizza, the restaurant side, was actually like open.
Oh. Okay.
Um but now it's just the event center. Um they did have some of the mics in the event center, which actually had more of a, concert vibe to it. And my father brought me to those quite a bit. And it kind of uh, like developed my live performance skills almost, or like not just, not getting nervous in front of a crowd. Like as a drummer, I don't really get nervous, but yeah.
As a singer, you would because you're standing
Oh,
over everyone and being like, "Yeah,
for
hi,
sure.
hi," basically, right?
But yeah, I've actually only sang like once or twice to a live crowd, and
Mhm.
one of them was a school event.
Oh.
Um, it was so my high school had this course called technical music production, and we just use GarageBand to kind of like make beats or make just
Gra-
our own songs, or
GarageBand was
we
dope.
even had like a yeah, we even had like a cover kind of thing. Um like we could cover a song or something for our project. Um, yeah, that was good times. And for our like final, we had a final performance both times at the Park Theater. Uh, yeah, so this was when I was in grade 11 and 12, and I sang New Orleans is Sinking, the Tragically Hip, live when I was in grade 12, and it actually went well.
Yeah.
And that just kind of gave me like, um, you know, the the, the motivation, I guess, to become more than a drummer. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And then yeah, that pursuit of you going into more local shows, right, and everything.
Yeah, yeah, and the local shows, so, like, the first 2 local shows I ever went to, the first one wasn't super big, it was just a cavern show, if you remember the cavern, yeah.
I never
Um,
went to the cavern actually.
okay, yeah,
That's before
because
my
it
time.
closed. Yeah, it closed in, like, 2019 or 2020 or something like that.
Okay.
Then it turned into the Osborne Underground, I think,
Mm.
but, um yeah, like, I saw Your Mum and Suburban Hypocrites there in, Canada Day 2019. I still
Mm.
remember that somehow. Then a bunch of bands that I don't think exist now, but, yeah, it was a good show, from what I remember. And then that same year, I think I saw Sleepless in,
Ooh.
uh yeah, I saw Sleepless for my first time,
Mm.
at Bulldog Pizza. And then I Printport, Murder Capital. It was that Bear Days Fest thing that Connor put on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah, I went to
thing.
that.
Okay.
That was like my big like, that was my first like big show where like I kind of started meeting people around that time. Um, and then I played a show of my own. No, I played 2 shows of my own. Um, with a punk band I had. Like it only lasted about a year, maybe max.
Wow.
But we were like a riot girl band,
What?
and basically like there isn't really like a definitive description for what riot girl is, but a lot of people call it like feminist punk, but it's basically just female fronted punk. Like
Oh, okay. Oh, oh, okay.
Stillers is the big one, Bikini Kill, stuff like that. Tsunami Bomb is a big one. Um, yeah, so we played 2 shows. We played a house show at Sky's place, which she's one of the owners or whatever of Bulldog Pizza, and that was like a week before Calling All Captains played her house.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah, and I didn't know about Calling All
Oh
Captains
my
back then, which
god.
sucks.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then like 3 months for that in February, late February. This was 2020, so right before shit hit the fan. Uh, we played Bulldog Pizza Event Center. We full cover set: Distillers, Bikini Kill, Concrete Blonde, just
Damn.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then yeah, obviously, that band dissolved in March 2020 because you know what
COVID.
happened.
Yeah, COVID thing. Yeah, you've been in the scene for a minute. Like even then I joined ooh, I local shows I joined, yeah, roughly about the same time as you actually in 2019-ish actually. So it was like 2018 I went to the Breaking Benjamin thing and then it was like a year and that because I went into school and everything and then I started going into local shows around 2019 at the start of 2019-ish. There was a couple like weird bar shows that I went to. I don't know if it was a tavern, but there was another weird one in South St. Vital area. I forget what venue it was, but there was something there. I went to, and then there was a bunch of other secular bands that came through the city and everything that I
Yeah.
went to, but
Yeah.
a lot of them
For sure.
got canceled in that too. So there's that. If you
Yeah.
know who that is, but either way, that's besides the point.
Yeah.
You're probably thinking who it is right now.
I might know one of them, but I won't say.
Yeah, we won't
Yeah.
disclose those people on this podcast.
Yeah. And I also forgot, but I went to my first emo night, and I think it was right when I turned 18, I think. So it was
Oh,
like 20 it was 2019, I think.
yeah, I forget when emo. Oh yeah, yeah, that was 2019. I
That was
went.
like that
Yeah.
I went to the Valentine's Day one. That was like my
Oh yeah,
first
that one.
one.
Oh, that one was a good one. That was my favorite. Probably I shot for photos wise, maybe. I think that was one I shot photo. I forget. I forgot so the amount of emo nights that I took photos for. It's
Yeah.
amounts are too much, but either way,
Yeah.
most of them are good. I've been stopping going to emo nights now because it's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
The I went to like every one that happened after, you know what happened, and then except for the very last one that just happened, the Halloween one, I think it was.
Oh, that one.
I didn't go to that one,
Yeah.
uh, just because I kind of had a bad experience with the bus route and all that.
Oh,
Because getting back is a pain in the ass if you don't know your bus and
yeah, your
all that.
routes and everything in the city. Yeah.
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 So yeah, the 19 is a bit of a pain in the ass
Yeah.
from there,
Dang.
especially late at night.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I went to, yeah, for that one, I went to that All Time Low show, I think, that night instead. Yeah, I think a lot of people
Oh
went to
yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the same night, I believe, right? Or no, I don't know if it
Um,
was.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I do remember two things happening that night,
Yeah, I
and
think
it
it
was
was
like
that.
two busy events. But I remember a lot of people like giving away their tickets because
Well,
there
that
was like,
too, because it just got announced about
yeah,
the situation, and then everyone's like,
yeah,
do we still go? Do we not? And then it was
yeah,
still up in the air, but the amount of people that still went, like, yeah, but oh
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm still bummed out, but nothing nowhere not coming here. Anywho, that's another day of
Sure.
being bummed out about that. What's your favorite local artist show and then a bigger artist show that you've been to, Justin? So like someone that's like, I don't know, a big touring act that your favorite and
Yeah,
then your
yeah,
favorite local.
yeah. Um, so the question was favorite local band or favorite local band's show? Because those are like two different
We'll
questions.
say the shows. We'll say shows.
Okay, okay, show. Um, and there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm going to say the last Printport show.
Yeah, that was a good show. That was a very good show.
All the bands killed it.
Yeah.
I loved all the bands. Bourbon, Grizzly Fate, so good.
Sad
Um,
times. Sad times.
yeah, yeah. Another local one that comes to mind is the F is for Family Kokomono, a Grizzly Fate X Engine X show. That
When was that one? I forget.
was July, like late July of
Last year or
uh
2 years ago?
last year.
Last year?
Last year.
Yeah. Okay. I think I was at
Um,
that one.
was the same weekend as Calling All Captains.
Yeah, I went to that show then.
It
Yeah.
was like the day after. Yeah, it was the day after the Park Theater emo night, and then like
Oh
2 days
yeah.
before Calling All Captain.
Right.
Yeah. And you did photography for that emo night, right? Or did you do the
Uh
next one?
I Dude, the amount of emo nights that I've done and then I forget which ones I do, it's insane. They don't want I'm gonna be real. I'll say this right here first on the podcast. They don't want me to do emo nights anymore. I'll say that right now.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
there's situations about that, but we won't get into that. But either way,
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
but yeah, like all I know is they don't want me for emo nights, even though I've done other events for them and it's been no issue before, but they just don't want
Yeah,
me. It's like okay, whatever. But yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting just to say that.
Yeah,
And they've made so
yeah,
many weird excuses too, and it just falls back on they're messing up and everything, and they realize, yeah. So either way,
yeah,
they just mess up. That's all it is. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but big
Um,
act.
a big act. Um, I always, I've been like leaning like back or going back and forth on this one for a bit. Um, I want to say it was either Calling All Captains or Whitechapel.
Dude, that Whitechapel show.
That was so good.
Dude. Oh,
Okay, the thing with Calling All Captains was that it was such a good weekend for me because I hung around with the Kokomono and Grizzly Fate guys and all that, and like I went to emo night that weekend, and I went to the obviously the F is for Family thing that weekend, and um, Calling All Captains was just like the cherry on top, I guess. And they're also like probably right now like top three Canadian bands for me, along
damn,
with Youth Fountain,
crazy.
maybe Spirit Box too. So
Dude.
yeah.
Damn. I'm trying to think for myself, like my favorite, like because I'm a photographer, so it's like my favorite show that I photograph. But like, there's so many.
Mm.
As for like local, I would say probably that Printport show as well because that was a very good night in general. Like the bands, the show, the bands went so hard that
Yeah,
night that it was insane. So
yeah.
I say as well the local show for that. As for bigger artists goes, I would say my favorite for like shooting wise would have been that when Lights was just here for photographing. I would say that night.
Yeah.
But as for in general performance wise, close up there would be either I would say Breaking Benjamin when they're here in 2018, or yes, that Whitechapel show. I would say because
Yeah.
dude, Phil's vocals are insane. Like
Yeah, I know.
I like I wish I was here in Winnipeg. I had to do it. I went to Vancouver for the show, but literally it
Vancouver.
was the same still lineup, same
Yeah.
music and everything, but literally it was just like a couple days before. But either way,
Yeah.
I I melted in Vancouver hearing Phil's vocals. Like it was insane, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. I have a few other big ones that came to mind when you're speaking too. Um, in this moment,
Oh yeah, in this moment too.
when I saw them with Slipknot, uh, Slipknot were good, but I think in this moment kind of just blew me away because it's always been one of my favorites. But yeah, and then Pretty Reckless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've never been a Greta Van Fleet fan. Uh,
That was a funny show.
I went for the Pretty Reckless
Oh
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
same thing here. Like oh no joke, Justin. Recently I met someone that literally asked me, "Hey, were you at the Greta Van Fleet show?" I'm like, "You still remember me? What?" So I'm like, "Okay, that blew me off. That people still remember myself from that show too." But yeah, that's still funny. But yeah, no, that was a
Yeah,
good show.
for sure. Yeah, that's like all I can remember for big shows. I mean, I'm sure
Mhm.
there's like one or two more. I really wish I could have seen Youth Fountain. Um, they'll come again soon.
They'll come
But
again. Every band comes through Winnipeg at least once in their lifetime. Sometimes.
100%. And yeah, I know Tyler already said that they're planning a Canadian tour
Mm.
uh for this year, so
Oh, damn. First leakage. Let's go.
well, he put it on his Instagram
Oh,
story
I
like
didn't see
a
that.
while ago,
Oh,
so
jeez. Okay.
yeah.
So What would you be doing right now if it wasn't for music, Justin, you think? So like radio or music wasn't in the picture, what would you be doing then?
Uh, good question. Um, I honestly don't even know.
No?
Uh, I could potentially see myself, even though like I'm not good now because I don't refine my skills for it, like
Mm,
as music takes all my time and radio takes all my time. Something like speed running or like video game
mm.
related because I do like esports quite a bit. Like I keep up with them and I
Oh yeah.
watch them, but I just don't have time for them. Like I love seeing the Lego Batman speed runs. Like those are
Oh.
insane.
Oh.
Um and yeah, so maybe that or maybe something in I don't know what the union is called, but like the actors union like that we have here.
Oh yeah, that no, I think I know what
Yes.
you mean.
So like doing something on the like production side for
Oh,
films or something like that. Yeah.
that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I tried to get into a little bit of that before, but
Okay. Yeah.
it was a struggle to try to get into that, but it's
Yeah, for sure.
you got to know people for that. And I don't
100%.
and I
Yeah.
don't know anybody for acting situation stuff,
Yeah.
so there's that.
Yeah, I feel like music is just like easier to know people in or easier
Yeah.
to connect with depending on who you are, I
Well,
guess.
that's also I consider that also with like esports and gaming in general too. I consider
Oh,
like
yeah,
radio
100%.
and music, well, radio and music and like video gaming and that kind of stuff, like streaming, esports and all that. I think is like almost the same realm of stuff in general
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
connections and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. So what do you think about the music industry as a whole right now, Justin, with
Hmm.
labels streaming and everything? What do you think when you hear that?
Good question. I
Mm-hmm.
guess there's like a lot that comes to mind because there's so many labels. There's so many labels, effing people over and stuff. Um, uh, you know, I don't know if I should name names.
Oh,
In
do it,
terms of labels,
do it,
Ho-
do it. If you want
hopeless,
to, it's if you want to.
hopeless records.
Oh, hopeless. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Um, if you don't know, between you and me, we're an Australian punk band who has toured with like yours truly, In Our Own Words, Real Friends, With Confidence, those kind of bands. Atlantic is another one. Um, they put out an album in 2021 called it was Armageddon, and uh, I have a whole group, me and Monty and a couple other people,
Yeah.
uh, and we all love that record, right? And it never got promoted by the label at all. Like there was so many promotion issues and so many there's just like label issues all around with that album and with that
Oh,
band.
that's strange.
And so between you and me kind of went on a uh like something like a rant on their Twitter about Hopeless, about how they hate Hopeless and
Oh
stuff. And it was like
no. What?
by the way, that this is the same label that has Wonder Years. I think Stand Atlantic is on
I think
Hopeless.
so. There's a couple other bands I actually have
Uh,
contacts with that I know. But
yeah.
if I'm trying to think of
Uh,
who else,
Neck Deep, Set It Off.
let me pull this
Yes.
up. Let me see if I can pull this up quickly.
Bayside is on Hopeless.
No,
Um,
hopeless, hopeless, hopeless,
there's
hopeless.
ones I'm blanking on,
Hopeless
but
Records
there's
artists.
a
Let me see.
whole list.
Let me see. I'm blanking too because there's a
Yeah.
lot of people, and I
There's a
know.
lot of bands, and there's a lot of like other labels where all my
Mhm.
favorite other bands are, like UNFD. They have Yours Truly and Silverstein and all that,
Oh, they
and
have
Nothing Nowhere.
they have Afterlife. That's what I saw recently. Afterlife.
Okay, yeah.
Dwayne, Fame
Mm.
on Fire. Yeah, Neck Deep, like you mentioned. Pink Shift. Oh, they just I saw this recently. They got Paris. Paris was recent.
Oh yeah.
Paris
What?
Point North.
Where was which label was Paris on before?
Atlantic.
Okay, okay.
I think she was on Atlantic. I don't know,
Mm.
but Solence is under them. Stan Atlantic, like you mentioned. Trophy Eyes.
Yeah.
Humans. Yeah, Wonder You. Yeah. So yeah, the one I was shocked about that got was Paris. I'm like, oh, Paris is under
Uh,
Hopeless now. But yeah. Yeah,
Sure.
Hopeless Records is interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's other troublesome labels. I've heard things about Epitaph too.
Hmm.
Epitaph is the one the guy from Bad Religion owns it,
Oh, okay.
and they're more of like a we're you know, we're strictly punk rock or whatever, like that kind of
Okay.
stuff. But
Okay.
they sign mostly stuff like I don't even know who's on it right now. Is
Yikes.
Anti-Flag on it maybe? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I know. I
Oh,
just recently just was talking to someone about Anti-Flag. I don't think they're under that, but
okay. Yeah, anyways, that they sign a lot of like alternative rock and punk rock leaning stuff.
hmm.
But I've heard things about Epitaph. Um of course there's good labels too, like UNFD is a good one.
Hmm.
Um overall, like I'm not super um I like I don't hate labels unless they do harmful stuff to their artists,
Yeah.
obviously,
True. True.
or to the industry, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, like screwing over the artist and everything on
Exactly,
within
like the between
contracts and
you,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, the between you and me case or whatever.
No, like I'm fine
Um,
with labels. It just I care more about the artists if they have the rights to their songs and they don't screw them up with contracts and making sure
yeah,
that they don't
yeah,
lose money out of it. Like,
yeah,
sure, you can have a good contract and everything and that, but
yeah.
you need full rights to your songs and make sure of that. Like, that's what Against the Current had to deal with recently with
Oh
their
yeah,
label and everything, trying to get the rights for a song to even just perform on their show and everything, or just even release their live show or whatever
yeah,
on there that I
yeah,
saw. But yeah, it's been
yeah,
a struggle for a lot of bands.
yeah. Mm, Uh, since you brought that up,
Hmm.
or I guess point I missed. Sorry.
Hmm.
Um, there is one label that I do kind of hate for a reason other than um just like effing over artists and stuff like
Ooh.
that. And it's Rise.
Oh yeah, Rise.
Only Rise only Rise is like metal artists though. Like they're metalcore and metal artists. They're Indian punk artists, like pop punk artists.
Hmm.
They're great. Like they had Transit. They had the Jealous Sound when they were still around. I think Dub Kids were on it. I don't know. But anyways, all the Rise like metal stuff, all
Hmm.
core stuff sounds the exact same to me. Like Attack Attack. It all has like the same production basically to me.
Well, there's Attack. Who else is on under Rise right now?
Um
There's Attack Attack. I know before I was. I don't know if you did read my interview with James from Thousand Below. They were under Rise and they switched
okay,
over,
yeah.
but they didn't. I don't. They didn't have the same sound as like Attack Attack and that though. Like they were different.
Yeah, there's like a few artists where they'll go like that slightly different like they have like that shoegaze metal style almost.
Hmm.
Um and like I respect that style a lot.
Oh yeah,
Um
I definitely do. But
I more so mean like MySpace era Rise stuff had like, or the artists that sound like MySpace artists are like, I, they all sound so watered down for production and stuff.
I'm trying to remember which artist you're talking about.
Um,
Then I'll be like, oh yeah or not, but I don't know.
yeah, let me give you a
Yeah.
few. Because I'm blanking on some too. But like it's one of those things where you hear them and then you automatically know, oh yeah,
That makes
that's a
sense. Right.
Rise. Yeah. Okay, so there's two kind of venues that back in about 2010 or so,
Mhm.
uh Rise kind of went. There was the Dance Gavin Dancey stuff
Yeah.
and that stuff like Polyphia, Dance Gavin Dance. I don't know if Idola was on um
Rise.
Rise, but
Similar.
them too. Yes, similar sound.
Yeah.
And then there was the stuff, obviously like Attack, Palisades, sound like that to me, if I'm saying that right.
Palisades.
Um,
Yeah. I don't know about Palisades though. Well, Palisades like newer stuff is. Well, that one record was mad, but either way, I didn't listen to Palisades that much like older records though, so I can't say.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Bless the Fall.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Blessable, yeah.
Uh, Circa Survive, Royal Coda, uh, Mayday Parade. Even though, okay, I love Mayday Parade so much, they they kind of almost popularized that MySpace era of music and kind of made all the all the Attack clones like get some hate for this, but what's that one band? Um, Enter Shikari, like they all sound alike.
I don't know Enter Shikari actually, so I can't hate on you for that. But
Okay.
I'm gonna hate on you for
Okay.
Mayday
Yeah.
Parade though. Mayday Parade is not nothing like that though. So
Yeah. Well, I feel like they kind of made I don't know how do I word it, but there was something with Mayday Parade where their scene culture kind of made Attack
mhm.
kind of follow their sound a bit. No, yes, Mayday Parade is very soft compared to Attack. uh, Assume Me at 6 is very different,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, that just Rise has a lot of very generic artists. I find.
Yeah. Well, that's Rise though. Like there's other labels. Like right now, someone just sent me, which they got this off right away. It could be someone on the street team of Sumerian, but Sumerian posted like anti-COVID stuff or whatever last night or something the other day. It's like, oh, they're against COVID. I'm like, oh no, that's not great. And we'll see about that, how that works out. How the
And
fallback will
is
be with
that
that.
late Sumerian has Bad Omens, right?
Yeah, Bad Omens, it's them, Palais Royale, and a bunch of other big Asking Alexandria, I think, still. I could be wrong. I don't know that they still have Asking, but there's big names on Sumerian right now.
Okay.
So either way, that's gonna leave them some taste in their mouth right now. But yeah. Um so what are your thoughts about artists getting into labels and such? Any suggestions to like new artists seeking something or what they should be doing? Should they get into labels or should they not?
I'd say if you are going to get into labels, always read the contract, always read the small print.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have experience myself
Mm.
in labels, but from what other people have told me, from doing research, from watching YouTube videos of other, content creators or whatever, uh, just read the small print, make sure you're not getting locked in something that uh, like is gonna lock you in for 1,500 years into a label that you're not gonna work well with or whatever.
Yeah. No.
The terms and conditions are,
Yeah. Read the terms and conditions, everyone. Even though no one
yeah.
does. That's the
I
thing.
I know everybody hates that, but everybody hates being told that, but for a contract, especially if you're like in a band or a manager or
Mhm.
something, yeah, it's very important
Yeah.
in any industry. Like if you're a musician, if you're an actor, and any if you're any kind of actor at all,
Hmm.
if you're like you know esports
Yep.
is a good example too. Yeah,
Yeah. Even myself, like I get contracts from labels, even for instance, like for photos wise. It's like,
yeah,
hey, maybe you want to take the rights from the photos. Maybe we don't. So we might even pay
mhm,
you. We might not. So
yeah,
always
yeah,
double check with your contracts, read the
yeah,
fine prints, read them out as well if you want. Send it to a person that will actually read this and tell you, hey, this is what they're gonna do to these said rights
yeah,
or said stuff to you, but just make sure you read the fine print and read those contracts, everybody.
yeah. As far as I know, there's special like talent lawyers or something like that,
Hmm.
or musician lawyers or
Yeah.
whatever, and they can tell you exactly what you're signing into because those a lot of those contracts will use big ass words and
Oh yeah.
stuff. So, you know, confuse the artist.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I ever get signed or even you get signed, Justin, we send it off to I don't know someone that is influential person to be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, let's not get screwed over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Do you think artists should go independent or not in this day and age right now?
Hmm. That's a good question.
In 2023 times.
Uh it's it's kind of like a double-edged sword almost
Hmm.
because with a label you have the risk of losing the rights to your song or whatever. On the other hand, going independent, you don't have the financial support or the just the support from a label
True.
uh to uh to know what decisions you're making on a tour or whatever, unless you have a good manager or whatever. That's kind of like my point of view. I don't know, unless you want to add something to that.
No, like for me, like adding on to that, I would say like yes, yeah, it's a double-edged sword right now. I think right now, like I was just thinking of this the other day and made a video about this on about right now I've seen on my for you page on TikTok is and it sucks is all these like I might get canceled for this, but like all these metal thirst trap but girl women TikTokers in the metal scene and everything. Like sure it's great, but also it's like why you need to do this? There's no point. Like it's pretty like it's not the greatest to see this kind of side
Mm,
of the internet. Like it's pretty not great, but it's like, oh,
yeah.
this is that side of the internet too. And I feel like a lot of I've realized now too, I think a lot of the labels are going to those people. And sure, those individuals and those women are getting all this money, of course, but it's great advertisement for these bands and everything. But also for me, for hearing a song like this over and over and over, it kills the song. It kills the momentum of the song, I think, for myself hearing that song over and over. Like there's like Bad Omens have got that Just Pretend song all craze on TikTok. I think it was Sumerian sent it to these TikTokers and they paid for this. And it's great advertisement for Bad Omens, but I can't listen to Just Pretend now because it's gotten overplayed all over on this now.
Yeah,
So it's
for
great,
sure.
but there's those benefits and those drawbacks, right? I feel like.
Mm. Yeah, and I mean, there is people, or there is bands or artists or whatever killing the TikTok scene, or the social media game or whatever. The big one being obviously calling all
That
captains.
too. Yeah.
Um, uh, but yeah, even then, like the overplay or the, you know, cheesiness sometimes can turn people off if there's something that they don't connect with or whatever. If there's something that they feel is too artificial, whatever, or is not real punk
Let's
or
go
real metal or
AI
whatever.
now.
Yeah. But I respect calling all captains, like specifically calling all captains a whole lot for what they do on
Mhm.
their social medias, specifically TikTok.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I'm. Yeah. It's like it's a weird industry now to be like, oh yeah, you can't go independent. I feel like if you're a brand new band, sure, you could go like independent for probably like an EP or a single or something. But if you get called upon for a record, I think, yeah, go for maybe like one or two records with a label, get your name out there first. Make sure you
Mm.
have somewhat of rights for the song so that you could use those after the fact, after you get off
Yep.
that label and everything. But either way, that's what I say for artists and bands to do. At least just that get that experience and at least tour or at least get that momentum to get yourself out there. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If you could have um listeners, maybe even fans for yourself, Justin. I don't know if you have fans, maybe, but who knows? Who knows? I think you have fans, but what would you want remember them about one thing about yourself? What would it be?
um, just that I'm or were, like in the case of couriers or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
we're, authentic. We're here to stay.
Yeah,
And yeah, everything is coming from the heart.
nice. I like that. Cool. I know like you promote so much about like Winnipeg scene and everything. Have you thought about like I know with Empty Space Productions and like Ninja Cat Productions, have you thought about being a promoter for shows and everything? Like I know you promote shows and everything, but have you thought about
Mm,
like, hey, let's become a promoter for this scene?
yeah, thought about it. Um, I just don't know how to get into it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know like what resources I need. Um, I'm assuming like I'm assuming that you need to have some money or some pull as well or whatever. So
I don't know. I think honestly, that's what I thought about that too. Like I'm a person like, hey, this would be cool. Like I saw what is it? I don't know if you watched Joey, who's a photographer as well in the scene. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Joey.
yeah.
She just posted about like her 40th birthday, and she's like also promoting a DJ thing. So it's like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, you could be a promoter and help out with something like that too. I think honestly, for myself too, I think I want to do something like that too. Like maybe a birth, like for myself, like on my birthday, have like maybe like one or two like bands in the scene help promote with that show or something. With like probably like DG with MD Space Productions possibly for a show or something, like help out with that. I think even for yourself, Justin, like you're so big in the space promoting all these bands and all these artists. I think you should totally pursue promotion with this, like be a
Yeah,
promoter. Totally,
yeah.
totally, man.
I would love to talk to like Corey or Daniel about that
Yeah.
to see what you know kind of how you do it. I guess.
Yeah, I'm probably might talk to him one of these days too and be like, yo, can I shout out one of you guys just to see how this works out and pursue
Yeah.
this, Like that would probably be dope one of these days.
Uh, like there's a few really like cult bands, I guess, like
Mhm.
cult as in smaller, but like kind of influential from way back then.
Yeah.
Um, Jerome's Dream is one of them,
Mm,
and I really want to get them up here.
mm,
Jerome's Dream is probably like one of my favorite screamo bands of all time by
dang.
far.
Hmm.
And yeah, I really want to get them up here because they're releasing an album in May.
Ooh.
Um, and I noticed that the lead singer and the drummer both acknowledged and liked my comment on
Oh.
asking them to,
Dang.
hey, when are you guys gonna
Come.
come up here and play a show?
Yeah.
And I would love to schedule them a
Mm,
show or get them to come up here and play like the Handsome Daughter or the
yeah.
Goodwill or something.
That'd be dope. Yeah, there's a couple bands I've talked to and everything. Like, how come you haven't come to Canada? Like, for instance, I always talk to, and he knows this, and he loves me for it, but he can't wait to come here. And that is Telly from Word Alive. He always lets me know, like, we will come here at one point, but like, not at this point. It's like, when are you gonna come here, man? And it's been bugging me for so many years, and it's just like,
Yeah.
dang. But I guess touring schedule and money wise, it's not working out. But either way,
Yeah,
but
for
no,
sure.
like I think in general, I want to be someone like as yourself, like get those smaller artists out here too. But also, it's just like you need time, money, and resources for that too. But also, I've realized it's hard to get that out if you don't have like those resources and those people to come out to those shows. Like for instance, I would want to bring out a lot more. I feel like more like I love like different genres, different pieces of music and everything. And specifically for me, I found a secular area is like Christian rock, Christian metal. We have not had any of that come here
Yeah.
very much. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's all down south. Everything like Texas, Nashville, around that area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring that up here. Bring that up here. That'll be
Yeah.
very interesting to see how that plays out here. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like it's the same for screamo because
Yeah.
like particularly 90s screamo because we have and I know they're not like a screamo band, but they're kind of screamo influenced or they're kind of influenced from those bands, Hopscotch Battle
Yeah.
Scars, for example.
Hmm.
They're kind of like bringing that sound back up here.
Yeah.
Um, so I'd love to get, you know, bands like In Loving Memory or Jerome's Dream or uh, Orchid is still around. I doubt it. Um, Harry Green. Um, obviously, See a Space Cowboy is
Oh,
already
Space
coming,
Cowboy.
but yeah, just bands like that.
Yeah, I'm shocked. Like a lot of those screamo bands have not come here in more. Well, it's also like a lot more of the metal genre has now started to bring up more in recent years than other
Yeah,
years. Like, yeah, it's grown a lot more here
yeah,
specifically. So
100%. Yeah.
yeah, so I think we'll see more. I think in the next couple years at least. Specifically here in Winnipeg, we're just like a very underground city. Just a lot of people don't realize
Oh,
how
yeah,
we are.
yeah. We're at least a good city for hardcore. I'll say
Oh,
that much.
totally,
But
totally.
like Combat Kid, those kind of bands, and Propaganda, obviously.
Propaganda, Cancer Bats, like yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Cancer Bats are Toronto, but yeah,
Oh,
Combat Kid.
well,
Yeah. Ken Mode, obviously too.
okay, better.
Um, yeah, for sure. Uh,
Cool. Yeah. Um. All right. Going back to bands. Top 10 bands you want to see in Winnipeg come through in the next 3 years.
oof. I'm just gonna put Paramore as my number one,
Oh yeah.
obviously. Um, yours truly,
Oh yeah. You're
Dan
sure.
Atlantic, Between You and Me,
Mhm.
Against the Current,
That's great. It's up there. Yeah.
Silver Sun Pickups,
Mhm.
Yeah Yeah Yeahs, uh, Anthony Green,
Ooh.
any Anthony Green project, uh, Aocean,
Mm.
Aocean, however you say it, and Idola.
Okay. That's good. Good list. For myself, it would be Ooh, I didn't think of this when I wrote down this question. I'm like, oh geez, now I've realized I need to say my pick. I'd say Breaking Benjamin. I haven't seen them in like 4 or 5 years now. Breaking Benjamin, Bad Omens, Thousand Below guys. Need to see those guys here. Against the Current, totally. Um, oh, jeez, it's a hard list. It's a hard list. Also was ones that I was thinking. Who I've been listening to recently. It's Taint It, man. It's Spirit Box. I want to see Spirit Box here. Spirit Box will be up there. Word Alive, Word Alive. Um, Geez, there's so many bands and artists. I'm checking out my Spotify quickly. What has I've been listening to lately? Let me see. Let me see. Da, 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 da. Oh, as everything unfolds,
Mm.
those guys. We need. Oh yeah, we need a lot more of those bands. So like Architects, we need to see here again. Thrice. I want to see Thrice. Thrice
Oh
here.
yeah.
And who's another one? Who's another one? Oh, there's another one. One
Maybe
band
Under
I'm.
Oath.
Hmm.
Maybe Under Oath or something.
Not Under Oath. No, I'm not much of an Under Oath fan.
Yeah, that's
I would
fair. I'm not either.
say my last pick, and I love these guys to death, would be they're blowing up a little bit recently, would be Never Tell. That's my
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
that's my
Yeah.
10 picks, I would think, for bands right now. And then I'll throw in a 11th pick, Amongst the Giants. They're like a metalcore. I showed you Amongst the Giants. They're like a metalcore
Yeah, yeah,
Christian
you
rock.
did.
Christian metalcore. It was pretty cool. So I'd say those guys.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'll 11th pick too. Holding Absence.
Dude, Holding Absence. I didn't think of that. Oh,
Yeah.
now I'm like, I forgot a couple bands that are like EU based. Dang it. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say Imminence as well, but anyways. Promote a small artist band yourself that you've been getting into lately.
Um, so many
Right?
because like most of the artists I listen to are like under like a 30K, 20K monthly listeners on Spotify. Uh, I think of a new one here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few, um, newer ones. A few from the '90s that I think deserve more love. Are like just you know underrated and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start with like some of the '90s and 2000s ones that are like more emo. So the Jealous Sound, Knapsack, Jets to Brazil, which is a Jawbreaker side project. Um, Field, they were kind of big, but not really. Uh, Dismemberment Plan, they were also kind of big, but not really. Um, Cross My Heart.
Mm. Cross My Heart's good.
Uh, yeah, that's what I can think of for like '90s and 2000s stuff that I think people should check out. Oh yeah, the Gloria record as well. And then some new stuff. Blood Command.
Mm.
They're from Norway, I think. Uh, let's see. Uh, the new Vil Valo, that's how you say his name. But he goes under the name VV.
VV.
He's the yeah VV.
Oh, I know
He's
VV.
he's the lead singer of HIM.
Mm.
They're from Finland.
Okay.
As a solo project, it's called VV, and he released an album this year that I think is super good. Um, Teenage Guitar. It's a Robert Pollard side project. He's the lead singer of Guide by Voices.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know what? I'll add in a local. I'll go Locator, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, Fireworks,
Mm.
a, in my opinion, underrated band from uh like early 2010s pop punk. And then I'll add in one more. I'll say You Blew It. They were like emo punk, kind of like in the same vein as like Pup and Beach Bunny and that
Okay.
kind of stuff.
Dope.
They're actually coming back for a reunion. So, yeah.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't
Cool.
wait for that. Or well, it's like Pennsylvania or something,
Yeah.
but still. Yeah.
And what is your plans for the rest of the year? Justin, for yourself, like shows,
Man.
music. I don't know. Like, what do you got going on?
Well, with careers, I hope
Mm-hmm.
to start playing shows in like May or June.
Yeah.
Just, you know, time depending and everything. Um, and we hope to have music out at the latest by like May or June.
Okay.
So, and like our timeline, we seem to be doing pretty good on that. So, yeah, there's that. Um, I have tickets for like a few big shows. I'm most likely going to the Real Mackenzies, which is in like 2 weeks or
Hmm.
so. They're from Scotland.
Yeah.
Elder Abuse is actually opening that show, and they're
Oh.
so good. I'm seeing the Dirty Nil,
Yeah.
possibly Off with Their Heads. Uh, I'm seeing Mom Jeans with Bearings and Alone I Walk,
Let's go.
and Silverstein
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
May. I'm really excited for
Oh, I'm
that.
so excited for that show.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then we'll kind of see what other big concerts happen.
Mm-hmm.
As far as local shows, I'll kind of try to go to like a couple a month, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll see from there.
Yeah.
They'll start picking up very soon, I think. Uh, yeah, like I can't really think of anything else.
Show yourself out, Justin. What do you want the people to know about you?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm in Couriers, Courriers. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter. We don't really post right now, but we will post
Yeah.
eventually.
Eventually.
Um, and yeah, you can find us on social media under Couriers Band, like at Couriers Band.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, yeah, so and also if you want to, if you have a Twitch, uh, my drummer Jonathan has a Twitch channel where he uh you know drums to just random stuff that people give him.
Oh.
That yeah. Um, I have a radio show, Suburban Home. It's Wednesdays from 3 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's just the history of emo and punk music. And yeah, uh, all kinds of stuff 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. I've been playing a lot of 2010s stuff lately.
Oh.
So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this week is like mainly a 90s week. So
Hmm. Nice.
yeah.
Dope. 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 Dope.
Oh yeah, it's Johnny Drums TV. So it's JONNY DRUMS TV.
Okay.
Johnny Drums TV.
Everyone go follow him on Twitch if you want to check out another Twitch streamer if you like for drumming wise. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's our drummer's Twitch channel. He'll drums for you.
Nice.
Uh yeah, radio careers. Oh yeah, if you want to follow me on my personal Instagram, it's Justin Fisher Music.
Yeah. Go follow it. I also, after watching this on YouTube, it's just down below the screen and everything. But yeah.